Hello and welcome to RS Media's live commentary of the FA Cup semi-final between Leicester City and Southampton. I'm joined tonight by none other than a big, massive fan, Matt Hill, who is a massive Southampton fan.
You'd
So
have to
good
be a
evening,
massive
Matt.
Southampton fan. You couldn't fight. You couldn't support a club like Southampton half-heartedly, could you? The
No,
emotional strain is just too big. So I think you've got to be a massive Southampton fan.
and especially he's now based in the southwest of England. So what's your thoughts on this game, Matt? And you can read out what you thought the team was going to be, and what the actual Southampton team is.
Okay, yeah. Looking forward to it. I think if you support a club like Southampton or Leicester, for that matter, then an FA Cup semi-final doesn't come along that often. I think the media have sort of forgotten that we did get to the semi-final 2 years ago, and we got beat by Chelsea. But this has got a very, very, very different feel to it, though. Because I went into that one just thinking, how many are we going to lose by? Let's just keep it down to 2 or 3-0. And it was a pretty uninspiring day. But no, this one's got a very, very different feel to it. So I think the team news that I predicted was. I'm just trying to find what I said because there's two basically. Right, so I said I would go Fraser Forster in goal. In general, I tend to prefer Alex McCarthy, but I think Forster's got a little bit more composure, and I think he deals with the big occasions better. So I would have gone Fraser Forster, Carl Walker-Peters, Yannick Vestergaard, Jan Bednarak, Ryan Bertrand, James Ward-Prowse, Ibrahima Diallo, Stuart Armstrong, Theo Walcott, Danny Ings, and I sprang a surprise and put Nathan Teller in my lineup, which Ralph hasn't done. So the actual team we've gone for, the only two changes from my team was we've gone for Musa Gineppo instead of Theo Walcott, which I'm really, really surprised about. And instead of Nathan Teller, we've gone for another Nathan Redmond. Which I'm not at all surprised about. So of the changes, I'm very surprised at one, not surprised at the other.
Bit of a makeshift Southampton team from your thinking there, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, I think the formation's going to be pretty much the same. I would imagine Musa Gineppo is going to play a very similar role to what Theo Walcott would have done. Redmond, I mean, Redmond and Teller? I mean, I like what I've seen of Teller. That's why I put him in. I really like him, but I don't know enough about him in depth to actually kind of say what he does and doesn't do better than Redmond. So, yeah, I mean, I'm very surprised at Theo Walcott not playing. Whether he's had a knock or something, I don't know, but I would imagine that he's got more semi-final experiences than the rest of the team put together.
Yeah, and I'll run you through the Leicester team as well. It's Kasper Schmeichel in goal, Ricardo Pereira, Wesley Fofana, Johnny Evans, Kagla Soyuncu, Timothy Castagna, Wilfred Ndidi, Yuri Tillemans, Ayoze Perez, who comes back into the side after the COVID restriction of having a party, but he's back in the team. Kelechi Iheanacho, Jamie Vardy, and on the bench is Danny Ward, Mark Albrighton, Daniel Armity, Hamza Chowdhury, James Maddison, who's included after being left out after last week's antiques with Ayoze Perez, Napolis Mendy, Dennis Pratt, Luke Thomas, and Senghas under. So that's probably Leicester's strongest team without the likes of.
I mean,
Maddison
I would say
starting in.
The strongest team without Maddison, I would say. But even then, that attack scares me. I won't lie. Like Iheanacho, I think is a very, very underrated player. I think he's got a lot to his game. Sort of puts me in mind of a young Robbie Keane.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think Perez gets a lot of stick, but he always scores against us.
Well, especially in that 9-0.
Yeah, I think he got a hat trick then. Even in his Newcastle days, he used to make a habit of scoring against us.
Yeah, I mean, he's a very good, talented man. I'm hopeful for Leicester in this game, even though the bet that goes on is that if Southampton do get to the final, Matt has voluntarily said that he'll donate £20 to a charity of my choice if Southampton get to the final and lose, and it would be £130 if Southampton get to the final and win.
I've got all these forfeits. I don't know what I'm going to do if we lose. Because if we win the FA Cup, I promised a lot of people a lot of things. But I'm a man of my word. But after Monday night, I was just so angry with that performance. I just thought, right, there's no chance of us winning the FA Cup. I'm just going to add to it now.
and he's also said if Southampton do go on to get to the final and they do go on to win it, he is getting a tattoo of Southampton badge with Southampton, the players that play in the final and the manager. And I get exclusive rights to this.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I thought after I made that promise is it would have to be post-COVID, I would imagine, because I'm not sure they would allow you to film a tattoo thingy at the moment. So,
but to be honest, if
how likely is it anyway?
If it's to happen and Southampton do, what I'd get you to do is film it. You get it filmed yourself and send it across to me.
Yeah,
and because that's the only best, unless the rules are allowing people to watch and all that, which would be really nice. But
who knows? We've got to get there first. We've got a very, very tough game today, so I think I need to just focus on that, I
think. Yeah, and I'd just like to break that out to everyone because it's something that's out there for an option for everyone, especially if Southampton do win today.
Yeah. I would
Southampton...
love to get to the FA Cup final. In many ways, I'm more nervous about today than I was in 2017 when we got to the final of the League Cup. I think there's something quite special in itself about getting to the cup final. Even if you go on and lose, it's still a day you don't forget. Because we still talk about this when we got to the final in 2003 and wore this shirt, which is why I've picked it for today. So we still talk about that, even though we lost 1-0 to Arsenal. But yeah, so I think it's different getting to a final to getting to a semi-final.
Didn't you lose recently to Man U in a final?
That was the League Cup final.
Oh, was it? Was that the one that Jesse Lingard ripped everyone apart?
Yeah, I think it was more Zlatan, actually, than Lingard. I mean, I think Lingard scored a free kick, but Zlatan scored 2. I mean, Zlatan was just generally unplayable. I kind of looked out at him on the pitch. Yeah, I mean, like, he still plays like he's about 23. I mean, like, I looked out at him on the pitch, and he just seems to have this, like, force field around him where, like, you can't look at anyone else because there's just something very, very surreal about his presence. I can't put into words. Just such a good player. Yeah. It's unreal. I mean, best player I've seen live.
Someone of 39 still playing at the high caliber of leagues as well. I mean, now playing for AC Milan in Serie A, which is still a big, massive league, and doing well for himself. I mean, I think he's carrying them to the Europa League.
Yeah,
for next season.
I don't tend to follow
I mean, he did.
foreign leagues. I can well believe it.
I wouldn't, but it'd be nice to see him playing European Champions League, Europa League, or the Europa Conference League, as whatever they're going to call that league. But
Yeah,
it'd be nice to see them in and around that.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, that would be the
So
only downside to us winning the FA Cup was we'd have to go into the Europa League, which, considering the depleted squad we've had this season and how badly we've coped with the run of games, we'd just have to get 12 new players in, I think. So that would be the one drawback about winning the FA Cup.
but then you think of the money that you'd get
Yeah.
and the players that you could attract
Yeah,
because you're in European football.
of course, yeah.
I mean,
And I did love our last run in Europe.
I mean, look at Leicester when they were in Europe back in 2016 and 17. And they went on to quarterfinals, and people said that they wouldn't get there in the Champions League.
Yeah.
So it's just a shame.
But yeah, no, I was saying to you before we came on air, if Leicester do beat us today, then I would really, really want them to win the cup. Because you always want to go out to the winners. That's and also B, because they're a very likable football club.
Yeah, especially even though they're not the only team to have beat Southampton 9-0.
Yeah, whichever way the quarterfinal went, we were gonna face somebody that had beaten us 9-0.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke straight after the draw, and we're like, "Well, it's either going to be a 9-0 or a 9-0."
Yeah, I think they were very different games though, because I remember coming off of the Man United one, just thinking, okay, whatever, because I do think we got screwed by the officials. We got the officials made some mistakes. Obviously, we deserved to lose. We deserved to get a hiding. But the officials made things 10 times worse. That Leicester game at home could have been 10, 11, or 12. And the referee actually had a very good game,
Yeah.
to be fair. We could blame nobody but ourselves for that.
And it was actually pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Because it was back in 2019. It was the last weekend of October 2019.
Yeah.
And where this season you got absolutely slaughtered by Man U in COVID. and you still kept and your manager's still the same man that lost 9-0 to Leicester.
Yeah.
He's lost 9-0 to Man U. And at one point in this season, you're actually top of the league.
Yeah. And well, that's what I think you've got to remember. I mean, it's all very well talking about losing 9-0, but then I think you've got to go back to the positives and say we have been top of the league, which is something we hadn't done since the 80s. So I think we're 14th or something like that. I mean, if you'd offered me 14th and a cup semi-final at this stage at the start of the season, I would have quite happily taken it. But it's just the fact it was really, really good, and now it's really, really bad.
I think the semi-final, getting to a final or a semi-final of a big competition is going to take effect on your league because you're playing games every 2 to 3 days.
Yeah,
and it's just not easy for a lot of teams. I mean, look at the likes of Rotherham.
If we do happen to win today by some minor miracle, then I will quite happily forgive Monday night. If the players actually did have their eye on the cup semi-final, then fair enough. But because I said about the Arsenal game, because the weird thing is 3 of our 4 FA Cup games we've actually played the same team in the league the weekend after. So, and it's happened again. We're playing Leicester. Our next league game is Leicester next weekend or the weekend after, and it happened with Arsenal in the 3rd round, and it happened with who were at Wolves as well. And in every single one, I was asked by various people, which one would you rather win? And I always said the cup. And I stand by that. It's not a popular opinion these days to prefer the cup, but I would love to win the FA Cup.
But it's something that Southampton haven't won for, good.
Well, my maths isn't good.
30, 40 years.
Oh, more. I think it's about 40. Well, it's 1976. So that's 45, is it? 45 years?
45 years, yeah.
Yeah.
Last time Southampton won the FA Cup.
Yeah, so that was 1976.
So, which would be ironic if they do go on to win this one, especially after it being 45 years.
And the funny thing is, I heard a very, very good stat the other day. So when Crystal Palace got to the FA Cup final, they played Liverpool in the semi-final, and they beat Liverpool. And the season before that, they actually lost 9-0 to Liverpool in the league. So that's quite eerie. Yeah, so Crystal Palace, it was, I think, just before, it was the season before the Premier League came in. But Crystal Palace lost 9-0 to Liverpool in the league, and then the next season played them in the FA Cup semi-final and beat them. So how eerie is that?
Anything can happen then, especially if that is true.
Yeah. I mean, feel free to Google it.
I'm just having a look at this. I mean, we know Liverpool beat Palace 7-0 this season.
There you go. Liverpool 9, Crystal Palace 0, 1989-1990, and then they got to the final one extra.
Blooming hell. A massive one.
That's incredible.
I mean, you don't expect it from anyone, really.
Oh! I mean, I've got a visitor. Hello.
Well, we've got the visitor of one of Matt's new cats.
Yeah. What do you think? So this is Crumpet, and his sister's just there.
Yeah.
So here they are together.
And now he's got.
This is
now
Eccles.
He's got Crumpet, and what's it?
She's called Eccles. Oh, bye. So yeah, it's going to be a good day, isn't it? Hopefully. But yeah, I would hope. Yeah. I mean, I think so. The very least that I'm expecting is a hard-fought 1-0 defeat. That's kind of after Monday. That's the least I expect now. Is just to lose and make it. I mean, at the end of the day, the players can only give their all. They can only do what they can do. And I think we've got to accept Leicester, man for man, probably are a better team than us. So we're going to need a bit of luck as well.
Yeah. If you're wanting to win this, you are going to need a bit of luck.
Yeah. I mean, I think to win any game, you have to have a little bit of luck. But I think we're going to need a lot more luck than Leicester are going to need.
Well, yeah. They're third in the league for a reason.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not having a good run of form at the moment because they've lost a few games.
Someone's just put a comment on.
Ed's just updating us.
Saying 3-1.
That Man U are 3-1 up against Burnley with Edison Cavani scoring.
Another one who's still playing at the highest level. Having said that, he's not quite as old as I thought he was, Cavani. I think he just seems to have been around forever because he started so young.
Yeah, but he's done well for himself. I mean, with all this critics about his racial terms or whatever it was, and he's still scoring goals for Man U, even though there's rumours that he's set to leave Liverpool.
Man United.
Set to leave Manchester United. Why did I say Liverpool? I don't know. But obviously,
How Liverpool could do with him.
Yeah, Liverpool could do with him. I mean, Firmino is on the verge of leaving. I've heard as well, so it wouldn't. But
again, I think a very good player.
This is the head-to-head for Leicester v Southampton.
I dread to think
obviously,
what the goal difference
this
is like.
season. That head-to-head has been Leicester won 2-0 earlier on this season at the King Power.
Right.
Yeah, with goals from James Maddison and Harvey Barnes, who sadly
Yeah,
misses out due to injury.
Remember that. I mean, I used to be able to remember every game, every goal, every scorer, but now it's kind of gone into a bit of a blur. But I kind of remember that. Was it a Friday night or something? I think
no, it was actually it was a Saturday.
Okay.
It was. It might have even been the Saturday night one because they used to. They were putting games on Saturday nights, but the other games has been the 2-1 win for Hughes. Yeah. 11th of January, 2020, you beat them. And that was when Stuart Armstrong, Danny Ings scored.
Yeah, I remember.
Dennis Pratt. And then the game before was obviously
the 9-0.
9-0 from Pin.
Well, one of them.
Where Ben Chilwell scored, Yuri Tillemans, Iosi Perez scored a hat-trick, Jamie Vardy scored a hat-trick, and James Maddison scored. And Ryan Bertrand was sent off after 12 minutes in that game. So
and justifiably so as well. I mean, we were all whinging about it at the game, but when we got back and watched it on the TV, we thought, blatant red card.
And then almost a year after you beat them before, you beat them again at the King Power in another 2-1.
I think we went down to 10 men as well. I think we had 10 men that game.
Yeah.
Don't tell me you got sent off.
James Ward-Prowse scored.
I'm just trying to think who got sent off. Was it Romeo?
No, it was James Ward-Prowse scored the penalty. Shane Long put you 2-0 up.
Yeah, I remember that one.
In that time, Jan Valery had got a second bookable offence and was sent off. Then Wilfred Ndidi scored for Leicester. And then the EFL Cup, which you drew, and then
that's it, and they won on penalties.
Which was the 6-5, where Gabardini missed the penalty.
Was it 0-0 the game?
And then Southampton lost 2-1 to Leicester in probably the third weekend of the 2018-19 season.
That's it. Harry Maguire scored an absolute thunderbolt.
Damari Gray scored the other goal, and Ryan Bertrand scored. And there was a sending off in that game as well.
Was there? I can't remember that. Who got sent off in that one? Who walked in that one?
Pierre-Emile Højbjerg.
Oh, right. I can't remember that.
Højbjerg.
And then, I do remember Harry Maguire's. It was a late one, wasn't it?
Yeah, 92nd minute.
Oh, right, yeah. Absolute thunderbolt it was. About 25 yards out.
But then back in the Championship, which was back in the 2011-12 season, Southampton lost 2-0 to
Southampton.
Southampton lost 2-0 to Leicester.
Matt Mills
and
scored.
David Nugent and Matt Mills,
Yeah.
and
ex-Saints player.
the team back then was quite a strong side for both sides.
I do remember
on the bench
the away one. It was 3-2, I think.
Yeah, it was.
Ricky Lambert, I think, scored an own goal and an ordinary goal.
No, Ricky Lambert did score the own goal.
All right,
but it was Darius Vassell, Richie Reynolds, who's now gone out into Australia, Daniel Harding, David Connolly.
David Connolly, yeah.
But there was no sendings off in.
Okay.
No sendings off in that game.
Did he go and play for Plymouth, David Connolly?
And the team back then. No.
Okay.
Portsmouth.
I know he went there, but I thought he was with Plymouth before we had him. He did go to Pompey. It's kind of where a lot of our cast-offs go to end their careers.
And then obviously this game, and then you play them at St Mary's the 1st of May, which 3 o'clock kickoff. So 2 weeks yesterday.
Yeah.
And then I think Leicester have got like 4 games between now and that game. I mean, they've got a game against West Brom. Well, they got this game. They got the West Brom game on Thursday, which would have been this weekend due to the FA Cup. And then they play again Monday. And then they play you the following Saturday. So, bit of a... But then they don't have the best of run-ins. They have Man U, Chelsea, Tottenham as the last 3 games.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're third for a reason. They're third for a reason. Yeah. So I don't see why they should be scared of that run. I mean, they're a very good team with an excellent manager.
Yeah. I mean, you're running. I mean, you play Tottenham Wednesday. And obviously Southampton versus Leicester May the 1st. Liverpool away. Fulham at home on the 12th of May. The 15th of May, which could get changed due to if you get to the final, is against Leeds. And then the 23rd, you're against West Ham. And to be honest, West Ham have surprised me this.
Sorry, go ahead.
West Ham have been a very big surprise to the Premier League this season.
They've been great. And this is what I've always said, David Moyes is a very good manager.
Unfortunately, they lost over the weekend, didn't they? 3-2 to Newcastle, which is...
Well, I was with a West Ham fan yesterday.
Probably kept...
While that was going on, I was with the West Ham fan.
That's mathematically kept Newcastle up as well, hasn't it? That win.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you were going to say is the FA Cup final, it is the 15th of May.
So that's before the regular season ends. I hate it when they do that.
Too. Yeah, same.
Yeah, I always think the FA Cup final should be the last one.
They've got Rio Ferdinand, Robbie Savage, as per usual.
Ugh.
And they also have... I can't even see who that is in the middle. They've got Jake Humphrey hosting it. Is it Roy? No, it's not Roy Keane. He's on Sky Sports at the moment.
Sky, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's not Francis Benali, is it?
I
know Franny Benali sometimes does BT. And if they've got Robbie Savage, who is a Leicester man... Is
It
it?
is
I thought it
Francis
might be.
Benali. It is France. It is.
I
Because
thought it might be.
they do like to have someone that has played for one of the sides.
Yeah.
And I mean,
I think he scored his.
obviously,
I mean, no, actually, no. I was going to say I think he scored his own one and only career goal against Leicester, but I think it was actually Forest. Yeah, Google that for me. It might have been Leicester. It was either
still an
Leicester or
East
Forest. But
Midlands team.
yeah, I think it was Leicester. No, actually, I think it was Forest.
Or was it? He's
Yeah,
got an MBE as well.
yeah. Well, he's raised several £1 million for charity since he retired.
Yeah.
And his daughter does our
This
pre-match coverage.
his only FA Premier League goal
I think it was
was
Forest.
from a Matthew Letitia free kick
Yeah.
against Leicester City
Was it?
at the Dow.
Was it Leicester? Oh right, okay.
Yeah.
That's why I shouldn't doubt myself.
No, you shouldn't doubt yourself. And Leicester did actually go on to lose that as well, with Matt Letitia, Benali, and Robbie Savage scoring.
Really?
And yeah,
Wow.
Benali scored and now look at them. Both of them are on BT Sport together.
Well, I've been on 606 with Robbie
After
Savage.
what? I've been on Talksport with Jim White. That's all my claim to fame. And then a £100 gift voucher for Wix.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I do prefer Talksport.
So I was like, wow. Because it was my trip from Plymouth to Plymouth to Portsmouth, and we were playing at 2:30. I think we were on Sky, and I travelled up with an old friend, and it was one of his son's first away games.
What a terrible away game to go to.
I got. Well, I think we actually drew 1-1.
Was it in the playoffs?
I mean, every time I've gone there. No, it was actually it was in the league where we needed to beat them to go up in League Two.
Oh, I think I remember that.
We did end up.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember it was live on TV.
And we absolutely smashed Newport. It was Easter weekend.
Yeah, I remember 6-1, wasn't
it? Newport 6-1.
Yeah, I remember that.
Only 4 years ago. 4 years ago. 2 days ago, I think it was, and it was just amazing.
I can imagine.
But it was, and I £100 Wix vouchers, and I was like, I didn't know nothing about it because obviously it was just a phone call, and I just thought nothing of it, and then I get a message from my best mate. I've just heard you on Talksport, and I'm like, oh wow! Well, like I knew I was going to be on there because obviously I'd phoned up for that reason, and then when you get told you've just won something, I'm like, how can I listen back to this? Because obviously I want to listen back to it so I can, because they didn't phone me or anything to say that I'd won anything, and I was just like, what do I do? So I managed to get hold of Talksport and listen back to the whole show online, and £100 Wix vouchers. So then I emailed Talksport and been like, I've won on Ryan's Only. I've won this on Jim White's Friday morning show, I think it was, because it was Good Friday.
Yeah.
And about 2-3 weeks later, £100 Wix vouchers came through the post.
Oh, nice.
And I sold them off.
Yeah, fair
I
enough.
sold them off because I thought...
Yeah, if you're not going to get anything from there, you might as well.
I think I sold them for £50 or £70, which, to be honest, for something that...
Yeah, 70 quid more than you had in the first place.
Need. Yeah.
So
I mean, if I'd gone down to Wix, I probably would have got some paint. Yeah. Because...
well, my loyalty...
quid more
my loyalty's always been with Johnston's paint.
Because of the time that you won the Johnston's paint trophy.
Yeah.
Back in 2011, was it?
10.
Was it 2011?
2010.
And you went up that season as well?
No, we because that was the season we had our points deduction. So we missed out on the playoffs because of the points deduction, and then we went up the next season.
Was it?
I
thought it was 2011 or...
We went up in 2011, and we won the Johnston's Paint Trophy in 2010.
Yeah, you did. Against Carlisle. Yeah.
That was a brilliant day out, that was.
Especially winning 4-1, and it gave Southampton their first silverware.
Yeah. I mean, it was a great day out. You know, I know people knock it the Johnston's Paint Trophy, but you can only win what's put in front of you. You can only beat what's put in front of you. And we've competed in it twice and won it once. Unlike Pompey, who used to call all of the Tin Pot Trophy, and they've now competed in it about 15 times and won it once. So I actually worked out their win percentage in the Johnston's Paint Trophy. I think it's something like 3.76% or something, whereas ours is 50%. So, but no, it was a really good day out actually. And Alan Pardew, say what you like about Alan Pardew, but I'll always be grateful for him for that day.
Yeah. I mean, he's not the best of managers, but...
No, he does what it says on the tin.
But the Johnston Paint tin.
The Johnston's Paint Trophy tin, yeah.
But it was quite funny because, obviously, Carlisle lost that final and then went on to win it the next season.
Yeah. I think they have actually lost the final the most amount of times. I think they've been in something like 8 finals and only won it once.
Which wouldn't be so impressive.
They were very, very good, though, because we were 4-0 up and they got their one back with 10 minutes to go. And I was pretty pleased for it. I think we were all pretty pleased for them because we all kind of said, they deserve one back just for making that trip and making the noise that they did. They were really, really good. Great set of fans. You probably, mind you, I don't know is there a rivalry between Middlesbrough and Carlisle? They're fairly close, aren't they?
Nah, there's no rivalry.
Okay. But yeah, really, really good day out, and it'd be nice to do that again in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to leave you to it because I'm gonna have to get ready. But if you'd like me to join you at full time, I can't promise what sort of mood I'm going to be in, but I'm quite happy to do that.
Yeah, we'll catch you at just after full time.
Yeah, okay.
Obviously, you'll need to come back to yours.
Yeah. I mean, when we played in the League Cup semi-final and we scored the stoppage time winner against Liverpool, I was watching in a pub on my laptop, and the next day I had to go back and apologise.
Why?
Just because of the noise that I made when we scored. And to be fair, they were pretty good about it. Everyone had a laugh at it, but I still felt, I should probably go and apologise.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I hope it's a good game. Enjoy the game.
I will. I'll enjoy it.
Later on.
Even though I'm a neutral, but I want.
Yeah. No,
I
I
mean,
think entertainment-wise, I think it should be a better game than yesterday's semi-final.
oh yeah, that was boring.
It always was going to be boring, though.
I mean, Chelsea deserved it.
Yeah, so I've
Uh,
heard. I didn't watch it, but
I mean, I'm in a win-win situation here. If Leicester win, Leicester can go and win an FA Cup
yeah,
for the first time, and
yeah.
if Southampton win, there's either £20 going to a charity of my choice or
Yeah,
130 quid going.
have a think about that.
Yeah,
okay, right. I'm gonna have to go. I will speak to you later. Enjoy the game.
I'll speak to you after, Matt, and enjoy the game. So that was Matt, who's going to be back at full time. No, depending on if this goes to extra time or penalties. Hopefully it doesn't, but it'd be quite interesting if it does. But in my opinion, I don't think it will. But I'll run you through the teams again quickly. As I'm just messaging Matt just to say thanks and that. So the teams for Leicester, I'll start you off with Leicester because they are in the home dressing room. It's Kasper Schmeichel who's captain, Johnny Evans, Wesley Fofana, Kagler Soyuncu, Yuri Tillemans, Wilfred Ndidi, Timothy Castagna, Ricardo Pereira, Jose Perez, Jamie Vardy, Kelechi Iheanacho, and on the bench is Dennis Pratt, Luke Thomas, Cengiz Under, Danny Wood, Nampalys Mendy, Marco Brighton, Daniel Armity, Hamza Chowdhury, and James Maddison. And the team for Southampton is Fraser Forster, Ryan Bertrand, Jan Bednarek, Kyle Walker-Peters, Yannick Vestergaard, Ibrahim Diallo, Musa Dinepo, Stuart Armstrong, James Ward-Prowse, who captains the side, Danny Ings, Nathan Redmond. And on the bench is number 10, Shea Adams, Jack Stevens, Will Ferry, Daniel and London Lou, Nathan Teller, Alex McCarthy, Phil Walcott, Mohamed Salisu, and Alexandre Yankovic. So that's the team for both sides. It'd be a very interesting game. If anyone wants to come on as well, just drop by and I'll send you the link. I'll put I might just post the link in the comments just so anyone does want to join can. Sorry about that. I clicked off of the thing, so I'm going to have to send the link to myself and I'll be able to post it. I didn't think of this through really, but let's hope it's a good game. And And we're back. So if you want to join today's live commentary, here is the link, which is posted out onto Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter today, because this is a nice FA Cup game. I wanted this to be posted onto Twitter and onto YouTube instead of Twitch. Also, it is very interesting to know that Man City are unable to get the quadruple this season after losing 1-0 to Chelsea yesterday in the other semi-final, where Mason Mount scored the only goal. I think it was Mason Mount. No, it was Hakim Ziyech who scored the only goal. And it was such a interesting game. And it'd be nice to see that also the game is going to kick off in about 10 minutes time. And it'll be interesting to know who is actually going to win this. Bet365 are offering 8-1 on Leicester to win 2-1. So if you fancy a bet on that, then do so, because that would be a good bet to have. I mean, I really do hope Leicester win for one reason, but then if I want my channel to grow a little bit more, I would want Southampton to win on the basis that there could be a chance of £20 going to a charity of my choice if Southampton go on to get to the final and lose, or £130 coming to the channel if they go on to win today and then go on to beat Chelsea in the final. It's really, really going to be a good game. I don't know who I would want to score, because it is a bit of a strange one. But and if anyone is hopefully of wanting to become a commentator on my channel, there is a job application that is being posted out on Facebook. If you're interested, just view and apply if you want to take part, and I'll get back to you in due time. It is on a voluntary basis, due to this being something that I like to run, and it's my page. but hopefully something can come of this. And hopefully today's game is a good game. I don't know what else to say. If anyone does want to come up, more than welcome to. Just click on the link that's in the chat. As long as you're reasonable. And I'll obviously be happy to have you on. Yeah, we're 5 minutes away from kickoff now. Be a very interesting game, as I said. Jake Humphrey, Real Ferdinand, Francis Bengali, and Robbie Savage are in the BT studio. It'd be nice to have a good game. And the teams are in the tunnel. Leicester just walking out onto the field of play where Kasper Schmeichel is the captain, and Kagler Soyuncu, Johnny Evans, Timothy Castagna. And there is a limited amount of crowd in the stadium as well. And Southampton are just coming out as well. And it looks like there is some Southampton fans that live in the local authorities of London that are there. And there's some from Leicester as well that live in Wembley. And obviously they're key workers and local residents to Wembley. And the commentators on BT Sport is Ian Dark. So I'll run you through the team. It's Kasper Schmeichel, Kagler Soyuncu, Johnny Evans, Wesley Fofana, Ricardo Pereira, Yuri Tillemans, Wilfred Ndidi, Timothy Castagna, Ayoze Perez, Jamie Vardy, Kelechi Iheanacho, Danny Ward, Marco Brighton, Daniel Armity, Hamza Chowdhury, James Maddison, Napolis Mendy, Dennis Pratt, Luke Thomas, and Singers under makeup the Leicester City bench there. And the starting 11 there was obviously previous. And for Southampton, it's Fraser Forster, Kyle Walker-Peters, Jan Bednarek, Yannick Vestergaard, Ryan Bertrand, Stuart Armstrong, Ibrahima Diallo, James Ward-Prowse, Musa Dnepro, Danny Ings, Nathan Redmond, and on the bench is Alex McCarthy, Shay Adams, Will Ferry, Jankaritz, Daniel Enladu, Mohamed Salisu, Jack Stevens, Nathan Teller, and Theo Walcott. And it looks like Leicester are going 5-2-2-1, and Southampton are going 4-4-2. But obviously, Ricardo and Timothy Castagna are wing backs, so it could lead to a 3-2-3-2. I don't know, 3-2-3-2. There's so many formations it could be. But we will be taking a minute's silence for the passing of Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh. And that's the minute silence over. Just did see there as well. He was also the president of the FA from 1955 to 1957. So a good presidential for him. Also, he did pass away a week ago, just over a week ago. His funeral was yesterday, and it was broadcasted live on the BBC. And it was good coverage. And big rest in peace to him, and hope the royal family all help support the Queen until she steps down. So Leicester are in their blue kit. Southampton are in their white and red, and they're just taking the knee. And it'll be Leicester that'll get us underway. And it's going to be Kelechi Iheanacho to take the kick off. Iheanacho passes it to Dennis Pratt, plays it to the left-hand side, but it's now with Southampton, who clear with Nathan Teller. But Kagler Soyuncu shields the ball out for a Leicester throw-in on this left-hand side, who kick from right to left. Southampton left to right. Kagler Soyuncu's got the ball back. He's just played it towards Kelechi Iheanacho, It's a bit of pinball in the first opening minutes, but Leicester do have another throw-in here on this far side. It's now with Southampton with Fraser Forster in goal. It's now with... Sorry, I'm getting mixed up with names here. It's with Jan Vestergaard, I think. He's plays it back to Fraser Forster, who's kicked long, but it's found the head of Kagler Soyuncu, and Timothy Castagna has cleared it, but it's all fell back to Southampton, who are attacking down this right-hand side with the ball with Kyle Walker-Peters, but Leicester have just played the ball out of play from Wilfred and Diddy, so it's a throw-in to Southampton, which Kyle Walker-Peters will take. It's just been played in, but coverage went off and came back, so it's another Leicester Southampton throw. Kyle Walker-Peters has just thrown it to Bednarik. Vestergaard's just played it long. Johnny Evans has just tried to shield the ball out of play, but I think there's been a knock before he could shield it out of play. So Southampton have a throw-in on this left-hand side, which will be taken by Ryan Bertrand, the former Chelsea man. And he's thrown it to Dnipro, and Dnipro's tried to play it back to Ryan Bertrand, but it's gone out of play for a Leicester City throw-in, which Ricardo Pereira will take. Leicester have obviously took the throw-in quickly, but they've also won themselves another throw-in, which looks like Wes Fofana is going to take. And he's played it into Elzy Perez, who's lost out to the Southampton team. And it is with Ryan Bertrand, Stuart Armstrong. James Ward-Prowse plays it back to Bednarik. It's now with Southampton, who played it through, but James Ward-Prowse has got it here now. Diallo. Leicester have just won it back. They've just had a foul. Yuri Tillemans is taking the ball forward. Elzy Perez has had the first shot, and it's gone wide of the goal. Chris Kavanagh is going to go and check on the injured player, which is Jamie Vardy, and he's going to see if he needs treatment, and he is going to reach to his pocket, and he is booking Abraham Diallo for the challenge on Vardy, which I think in a way is a bit of a soft yellow. But Yuri Tillemans did well, told off Southampton's midfield, but Elzy Perez should have scored there. So we're into the 5th minute of the game. So Diallo's picked up the first yellow card. Jamie Vardy is just receiving treatment here. But you can see Vardy is in a bit of pain. So the referee is Chris Kavanagh. He is assisted by Sean Massey-Ellis and And the other assistant is the other assistant is, let me just double check because I don't want to get this wrong. But Southampton have it with Bednarek here. It's played into Diallo, but Ricardo's gone over the top of him. Gone over the top of Stuart Armstrong, but Southampton have got it here. James Ward-Prowse out to the right-hand side where Stuart Armstrong is. He plays it inside to Diallo. Ryan Bertrand. Oh, no, it's Kyle Walker-Peters, isn't it? On the right-hand side, not Ryan Bertrand. Vestergaard plays it out to Ryan Bertrand. And it's played into the left where Diallo. Oh, it's Dnapro. But Fofana has just caught Dnapro. And it's a free kick. Southampton have took it really quick. And they played it around in the defence. And it's gone out of play for a Leicester City throw-in. But I'm trying to find out the FA Cup. There it is. So, yeah, Chris Kavanagh, Dan Cook, Sean Massey-Ellis as the assistants. Fourth official is David Coote. And the video assistant referee is Paul Tierney. Additional video assistant referee is Adam Nunn. And reserve assistant referee is Nick Hopton. But Southampton have got a free kick. James Ward-Prowse taking it. Bednarek plays it to Kyle Walker-Peters, but is closed down there by Jose Perez. So Southampton have got themselves a throw-in. Bednarek plays it out to Bertrand, the net pro, and he's lost the ball. It's now with Johnny Evans, who's played it back to Kasper Schmeichel, who's kicked long, tried to find Iheanacho, but Southampton have won the ball back. Danny Ings, but Southampton have got it back. Fraser Forster just had the ball played back to him from Kyle Walker. Ryan Bertrand. Kyle Walker-Peters down this right-hand side. Tries to play it inside, but he's lost possession of the ball to Wilfred Ndidi. And then Kagler Science, who's just played it upfield towards Jamie Vardy, but Bednarek's got it for Southampton. James Ward-Prowse, Kyle Walker-Peters plays it to Vestergaard, who plays it inside to the Southampton man, but Leicester cut it out, and Iheanacho and Tielemans are combining, but Leicester have lost it again. Dnapro's in. He's played it through towards Danny Ings, but Kasper Schmeichel's there to clear. And Timothy Castanga's header after a Southampton player, which was Jan Vestergaard. And it's gone out for a throw-in. Southampton have the ball. It's just been played out for a throw-in off of Ricardo Pereira on this right-hand side. Kyle Walker-Peters takes it, plays it to Bednarek, Vestergaard. Ryan Bertrand plays it down the left side towards Danny Ings, and it's gone straight out of play for a goal kick. which Kasper Schmeichel will take. It's good to see some fans back in the ground. Obviously, people that are local to Wembley or NHS workers. So Kasper Schmeichel's taken this goal kick. He's kicked it long to the left-hand side. Jose Perez wins the header, but it's cut out by Bednarek, but he's got it back from Bednarek. Jose Perez loses out. Southampton get it back, but Ndidi cuts the ball out of play for a Southampton throw, which Walker-Peters will take. Bednarek to Bertrand, who plays it down the left-hand side to Dnapro, but it's been cut out by Fofana, and Leicester have it with Iheanacho. Back to Fofana. Fofana's played it to Johnny Evans. Johnny Evans has played it along to Kagler Soyuncu. It's now with Ricardo Pereira, but he's won his side a throw-in. Kagler Soyuncu is back in the team after having a setback to COVID as well, because he was trapped in Turkey after his international duty. But Ricardo Pereira has got a throw-in here in the Southampton half. He's played it to Jose Perez, but Stuart Armstrong cuts the ball out of play for another Leicester City throw-in. He's played it to Wilfin Diddy, but they lose control of it, and Leicester do get another throw-in. And they're showing Gareth Southgate, who is at this game, watching on the likes of Jamie Vardy, could be watching the likes of Phil Walcott if he comes on, Danny Ings as well, Nathan Redmond, but Kagler Soyuncu plays it to to Ricardo Pereira. Kagler Soyuncu's there. Passed it to Johnny Evans. Wes Fofana, as Leicester fans call him, Little Wes. It's been played through, and Timothy Castagna's got the ball. He's played it behind everyone, and Southampton got it back, but there was a foul in there from Jose Perez. So Southampton have got themselves a free kick. Yeah, Jose Perez caught Stuart Armstrong, and Chris Cavagna has given Southampton the free kick, which Fraser Forster's going to take. And he's played it long to the left-hand side where Danny Ings is, but it is Diallo who's just headed the ball out of play. So it's a Leicester throw-in, which Wes Fofana's taken, throwing it to Yuri Tillemans. Fofana's just switched it to the left-hand side where Ricardo Pereira is, who's just played it back to Kagler Soyuncu, who's played it along to Wes Fofana. It's now with Timothy Castagna, Kelechi Iheanacho, but Southampton have it back with Diallo, Dnapro. It's now coming down the right-hand side where Kyle Walker-Peters is. Bednarek. And now it's back with Fraser Forster in the Southampton goal, who's kicked long towards Stuart Armstrong, but it's come off Ricardo Pereira, and it's come off James Ward-Prowse, but Leicester have it back. Johnny Evans, Wes Fofana, Timothy Castagna, Kelechi Iheanacho, and there's been a foul there on Timothy Castagna, who is playing as a wing back on the right hand side, and he was just caught there by the number 4, which is Yannick Vestergaard. But Leicester take it quickly, obviously. Kagla Sciencu, he's got it to Ricardo Pereira, he's played it straight to a Southampton man, but Sciencu picks it up, passes it to Ndidi, who passes it on to Fofana. Fofana plays it into Iheanacho, but Iheanacho's quick to lose possession of the ball. And James Ward-Prowse has got it there. It's now with Nathan Redmond, but Jamie Vardy's won the ball back off of Southampton, but Southampton have got the ball now, and Wes Fofana is closing down the Dnepro, but the ball's gone out of play from Ryan Bertrand, so it is a Leicester City throw-in on this right-hand side. Southampton have it back. Yannick Vestergaard has just lost possession of the ball, but Southampton have got a free kick after Timothy Castagna has just caught Ryan Bertrand on the foot, and the linesman or the referee's assistant closest to the action was quick to raise his flag. Fraser Forster clears downfield. Leicester have just cleared it out of play for a throw-in to Southampton. Bednarek, Vestergaard, Ryan Bertrand, Nathan Redmond, Dnepro. It's been lost there by Southampton, and Leicester have coming forward with Ricardo Pereira, but Bednarek wins the ball back and plays it back to Forster, who's played it to Kyle Walker-Peters. Bednarek switches it to the left-hand side, but it's been cut out by Leicester. And it's with Johnny Evans now. Kagla Sciencu, Ricardo Pereira. Kagla Sciencu's just played it back to Johnny Evans. Wesley Fofana, who does like to go forward a lot. Johnny Evans, Kagla Sciencu, who's played it into Yuri Tillemans, who's just lost out to Stuart Armstrong. Stuart Armstrong plays it to Nathan Redmond, who whips the ball in, and it goes behind everyone, and Leicester clear with Timothy Castagna, Wes Fofana, Yuri Tillemans. Wes Fofana tries to kick long, but doesn't, and comes to Ryan Bertrand, but Southampton have it again with Vestergaard. It's James Ward-Prowse, who Gareth Southgate could also be watching. Fraser Forster as well, but Fraser Forster's kick there was just too long for Stuart Armstrong. But Leicester have it again. Ricardo Pereira down to Jose Perez, who's coming to the box and he tries to play his ball, but it's cut out by Southampton. Stuart Armstrong plays it to Dnepro. And it's with Ryan Bertrand this time. Vestergaard, he plays it low into Stuart Armstrong, but Ricardo Pereira wins the interception. He's got it now off of Yuri Tillemans. Kagler Science, who's just played it back to Johnny Evans. Wes Fofana. Johnny Evans. And Johnny Evans has gone long towards Kelechi Iheanacho, the former Man City man. But Southampton have lost it. James Ward-Prowse. Diallo. Dnepro. He's running down this left-hand side, but he's lost control of the ball. And Leicester are able to clear. Jamie Vardy's in here. And he's just lost out to James Ward-Prowse, who's just played it back to Bednarek. James Ward-Prowse, this right-hand side. Vestergaard, Bednarek. Kyle Walker-Peters, who's just played it down to James Ward-Prowse, Stuart Armstrong, but it's come off of Ricardo Pereira, and it's a Southampton throw-in. Walker-Peters throws it back to Bednarek, who plays it to Vestergaard. Ryan Bertrand, who also plays it back to Fraser Forster, who's kicked long towards Stuart Armstrong, but Stuart Armstrong's unable to keep it in. Elsie Perez was just about to take a quick throw in, but leaves it to Ricardo Pereira. And he's throwing it into Kelechi Iheanacho, but Leicester have lost possession. But no, it's back with Leicester. And Jamie Vardy's had a shot, but Fraser Forster scrambles to his right-hand side and saves and catches the ball. Yeah, Vestergaard is looking like he needs some treatment. Ralph Hasenhuttl is giving Danny Ings some instructions. Vestergaard is carrying a bit of a knot. He's just been caught by Jamie Vardy. Is Vestergaard going to get some treatment? No, looks like he's right to continue. Fraser Forster there kicks it to the left-hand side where Wesley Fofana intercepts and gives it away back to Southampton. But Leicester have it back. There was a bit of pinball there. And Leicester do play it through towards Jamie Vardy, but Jamie Vardy was offside. And Southampton have won themselves a throw-in on this left-hand side. So it's Ryan Bertrand that's going to take this throw-in. And he's throwing it towards Danny Ings, Stuart Armstrong. It's now Kyle Walker-Peters down this right-hand side. And he's looking to go forward, but he goes back towards James Ward-Prowse. And it's with Vestergaard. Stuart Armstrong down the right-hand side. And Kagler Science, who has played the ball out, a play for a Southampton throw. So Walker-Peters takes a quick throw in and it plays it to James Ward-Prowse. Diallo keeps it, then plays to Bednarek. Diallo, Walker-Peters, Stuart Armstrong, who looked like to have run that out of play, but he's kept it in, but played it towards Danny Ings, but Leicester win the ball back with Yuri Tillemans. It's now with Ricardo Pereira, who's just played it straight to the Southampton man, which is Kyle Walker-Peters. Dnepro. It's now Ryan Bertrand to run down this left-hand side. Plays it inside to Nathan Redmond, who plays it into Danny Ings. Nathan Redmond is trying to get the ball back, but Wes Fofana able to clear for Leicester. Yuri Tillemans clears upfield. Jamie Vardy headers, but Jamie Vardy's got it. Ayoze Perez, Jamie Vardy, Ayoze Perez, Jamie Vardy, and the ball in from Ayoze Perez has just gone behind Kelechi Iheanacho and Jamie Vardy. It was a bit of confusion here as well. Get a bit of play as well. But the ball from Ayoze Perez was too long for both Jamie Vardy and Kelechi Iheanacho, who did slide to the ground to try and win that ball. But Southampton have got a goal kick. Fraser Forster kicks it long to the left-hand side. Wesley Fofana headers it. And it's a Southampton throw-in. Just inside the 28th minute, coming up to the 28th minute. Just in front of the dugouts at Wembley as well. So Ryan Bertrand plays it back to Vestergaard. Danny Ings, he's lined it up, but he's been bundled over. And Leicester are able to clear, but Iheanacho loses it. It's now James Ward-Prowse. And it's Wilfred Ndidi who's just lost the ball. Nathan Redmond, Dnepro plays it. Oh no, it was Diallo played it through to Dnepro, but Dnepro has fouled Little Wes. And the foul that they were saying about, it wasn't a foul. So Soyuncu, Johnny Evans, Wes Fofana, who was actually only brought in the summer as a backup, and now he's playing well and getting in the team. Leicester down this right-hand side, but Bednarek cuts out, and it was a throw-in. Leicester have got it now with Iheanacho, who's tried to feed in Jamie Vardy, but Southampton have got it back. Dnepro, Diallo now. Vestergaard, who's just tried a Johan Cruyff turn. Stuart Armstrong here. Tries to go through the middle, but Yuri Tillemans is there to stop him. Johnny Evans, Kasper Schmeichel, Kagler Soyuncu. It's now Ricardo Pereira, who's just hoofed it against Kyle Walker-Peters, and it's fell to Diallo. Kyle Walker-Peters has just received this, and Kyle Walker-Peters has just received a foul off of Ayoze Perez. So Southampton have themselves a free kick in a good crossing position. It looks like James Ward-Prowse is going to take this. Ryan Bertrand and James Ward-Prowse are over this. And it is James Ward-Prowse that whips it in, but Endidy's header clears it. It comes out to Dnipro, but Little Wes has got it back off Castagna, and Little Wes has just cleared it upfield. Yuri Tillemans has just been fouled, no? And he's been penalised here as well. So it is a Southampton free kick just in front of Brendan Rodgers, who also thought it was a bit of a foul on Yuri Tillemans. But Southampton have took it. Bednarek out to this left-hand side. Kyle Walker-Peters down this. Southampton have it back with Fraser Forster. It's been kicked long. Diallo's given the ball away to Yuri Tillemans, who feeds it through to Jamie Vardy. And he's just shot wide of Southampton's goal. Vardy's trying to dink it over Fraser Forster. Southampton have got it with Vestergaard. It's through to Stuart Armstrong, but the ball's gone off of Ricardo Pereira, and it's gone for a Southampton corner. And the corner's been played in, and it's gone through everyone. And Ailsey Perez is going to clear this for Leicester. No, Stuart Armstrong slides and loses it. But then Yuri Tillemans loses it. And it's another throw-in for Southampton. Kyle Walker-Peters is throwing. Dnipro was there, but Wes Fofana clears. And it's back with Diallo. James Ward-Prowse. Bednarek. Kyle Walker-Peters. Nathan Redmond. Stuart Armstrong down this. The ball from Nathan Redmond has gone out of play for a Leicester City goal kick. Kasper Schmeichel got the ball there. Johnny Evans. Jose Perez. Wilfred Diddy plays it out to this right-hand side where Timothy Castagna is going to be. He plays it to Wes Fofana. Back to Johnny Evans. Kagler Sciencu. He's coming down this left-hand side. Plays it into Ricardo Pereira, who tries to feed it through to Jose Perez, but it's cut out. So Stuart Armstrong's got the ball. Kyle Walker-Peters down the line for James Ward-Prowse to chase. Kasper Schmeichel just chips it over Johnny this on rushing Southampton man, and it's cleared. It's now with Timothy Castagna, Wes Fofana, Yuri Tillemans, Fofana, Johnny Evans plays the ball straight out of play, and it's a throw-in to Southampton in this first half. 38 minutes gone. And Wes Fofana has got the ball. Kasper Schmeichel plays it to Timothy Castagna, but he keeps his header. His header couldn't stay in play, so it's a Southampton throw-in. Ryan Bertrand, Vestergaard, Bednarek, Kyle Walker-Peters, and Jose Perez is closing him down, but it's closed him down and it's gone all the way back to Fraser Forster in the Southampton goal. Leicester have got it back, but they've just lost possession again. It's a bit of pinball in the middle of the park here. James Ward-Prowse, Stuart Armstrong. James Ward-Prowse again. Diallo's lost out. It's Diallo. Is it Diallo? No, it's Redmond on that side. Denatbro. Kyle Walker-Peters has just received it off James Ward-Prowse. Down to Stuart Armstrong, who's just won his side of throwing after Ricardo Pereira just nicks in and gets it. Walker-Peters plays it back towards Jan Bednarek. Plays it back to Fraser Forster. And Diallo's just played it to James Ward-Prowse, who plays it back to Bednarek, who plays it to Walker-Peters, who's cleared up towards Danny Ings. Stuart Armstrong has got the ball here. And it's been cut out by Johnny Evans. And Leicester on the attack here with Ricardo Pereira. Kagler Sciencu. Johnny Evans. Wes Fofana. Johnny Evans. Kagler Sciencu. Johnny Evans. Playing with it just at the back here. Kagler Sciencu's now running forward. Plays it to Ricardo Pereira. Plays it to Kelechi Iheanacho. Yuri Tillemans finds Timothy Castagna out on the right-hand side. Plays it into Jamie Vardy, and Leicester City have won themselves a corner ball. Yannick Vestergaard has cut the play out, so it's a corner ball. And it stopped Jamie Vardy unleashing a shot or a chance for Leicester to carry on. So it's Yuri Tillemans that will take this corner. Yuri Tillemans has crossed the ball, and it's just gone over the bar from Wilfred Ndidi. His header, just a free header, just gets in front of Danny Ings, tries to win it across, play it across the goal, and it just goes over Fraser Forster's goal. So Fraser Forster taking this goal kick, the former Celtic man, who also went back to Celtic a couple seasons ago, but it's now with a bit of head tennis in the middle of the park. Iheanacho's got it. No. Diallo cuts it out. Nathan Redmond's turn, and he's trying to find some Southampton space, but Leicester clear. And Yuri Tillemans has just played it long towards Vardy, but it's cut out by Vestergaard, Carl Walker-Peters. Stuart Armstrong plays it inside to Nathan Redmond, who loses it to Jamie Vardy. Jamie Vardy's running down this left-hand side. He's going to try and win his side a corner ball. And, yep, he's won his side a corner ball there. So it's currently Leicester City 0, Southampton 0. 43 minutes gone on the clock. We're here until full time of this game. We'll get some reaction from Matt Hill after the game. So Yuri Tillemans is going to take this corner, plays it low. It's crossed, but it's bounced around in the box. But there's a bit of a injury as well, because I couldn't see who won the first header. But Jamie Vardy wins a header. I think that should have been a goal kick, but Leicester have been given another corner, which Yuri Tillemans will take. And he's played it long towards Johnny Evans, and it's gone over him and out of play for a goal kick. At half-time, we will be taking a quick 15-minute break. So we'll be back for the second half. Refreshed, but Fraser Forster takes this goal kick. We'll probably see minimum of 2 minutes added on, I'd say. And Johnny Evans wins that header. Jose Perez is trying to win that. And Ricardo headers it, but Southampton got it. James Ward-Prowse has just received the ball off James Ward-Prowse, Stuart Armstrong, but there's a foul. Jose Perez has fouled his man, and we're into a minimum of 1 minute. So Jose Perez has just fouled James Ward-Prowse as he played the ball, but James Ward-Prowse has now got himself a free kick. And James Ward-Prowse and Ryan Bertrand would be over this. Chris Kavanagh is telling Jose Perez it's a foul, and what he says is goes. And and this will be the last action of the first half, unless Chris Kavanagh wants to add any more time on. But James Ward-Prowse will hopefully whip this in. Yep, whips it in, and Kagler Sciencu headers clear. And that is half time at Wembley. So it's currently Leicester City 0, Southampton 0. We'll be back in about 15 minutes' time to bring you the second half of this FA Cup. And the teams are just about to come back out. Leicester already out. Southampton just coming back out. No changes for either sides. So the teams are still Kasper Schmeichel, Johnny Evans, Kagler Soyuncu, Wesley Fofana, Yuri Tillemans, Wilf Ndidi, Ricardo Pereira, Timothy Castagna, Kelechi Iheanacho, Jamie Vardy, Ayoze Perez, Dennis Pratt, Luke Thomas, Senghas Under, Danny Ward, Nepalas Mendy, Mark Albrighton, Daniel Amartey, Hamza Chowdhury, and James Maddison. And the teams for Southampton: Fraser Forster, Kyle Walker-Peters, Ryan Bertrand, Jem Bednarek, Yannick Vestergaard, Stuart Armstrong, James Ward-Prowse, Ibrahima Diallo, Musa Dnepro, Nathan Redmond, Danny Ings, and on the bench is Shea Adams, Jack Stevens, Will Ferry, Daniel Nlundulu, Nathan Teller, Alex McCarthy, Theo Walcott, Mohamed Talisso, and Alexandre Jankwitz. So Southampton got us underway. It's with Fraser Forster now. Bednarek plays it long. Leicester have got it back, but it's now with James Ward-Prowse, who's just shielded off a challenge from Wilf Ndidi. But Leicester have it back, and Ricardo Pereira's got it. He's just been hacked down there, but Ayoze Perez has also been just tucked down there. So it is a Leicester free kick. Which Kagler Soyuncu's tuck. Played it to Johnny Evans. Kagler Soyuncu's got it back. Pereira. Kagler Soyuncu plays it back to Kasper Schmeichel. Wes Fofana plays it over Iheanacho, and Ryan Bertrand's got it off of Vestergaard, who tries to play it down to Dnepro, but Johnny Evans has just played the ball out of play. No, Johnny Evans has played the ball out of play. So it's a throw in to Southampton. Dnepro did challenge him, but Diallo's got the ball. It's now with Walker-Peters. Outside him is Stuart Armstrong. Walker-Peters has got it back. Walker-Peters is trying to play it back inside, but Ricardo Pereira cuts out, but still with Southampton. Diallo. Bednarek plays it over the top towards Nathan Redmond, I think it was, and Kagler Soyuncu has just chopped him down, and Kagler Soyuncu, is it Kyle? No, it's Kyle Walker-Peters. Kagler Soyuncu chops down, and it's a booking for Kagler Soyuncu, and a free kick to Southampton. And James Ward-Prowse, who is a very good set-piece taker, is going to take this. Ward-Prowse is going to obviously whip this in. And he's found the head of Vestergaard and the head over the bar. Unlucky though. Vestergaard free header, but it came off the top of his head and gone over Kasper Schmeichel's goal. But Southampton have a throw in here down this right hand side, which Kyle Walker-Peters will take. Leicester have got possession of the ball. No, now they have again. Timothy Castagna collects Iheanacho. Castagna plays it back to Iheanacho. Southampton have got it again. Redmond. Yuri Tillemans for Leicester. Perez, but he's intercepted. Castagna plays it back to Wes Fofana, who takes on Nathan Redmond, but gives the ball straight to Ryan Bertrand, who gives it to Dnepro, who gives it straight to Leicester. And Wilfred Ndidi switches it out to the left-hand side, where Ricardo Pereira has just played it back to Kagler Soyuncu, who's just given it away to Nathan Redmond. He didn't give it away to Nathan Redmond, but he gave it away to Southampton, and Southampton played it through to Redmond. Johnny Evans, Kagler Soyuncu. Johnny Evans here. He plays it back to Kagler Soyuncu. And it's gone to Johnny Evans. Back to Wesley Fofana. Now it's with Timothy Castagna. Wesley Fofana, who plays it back to Kasper Schmeichel, the captain for Leicester today. It's now with Kagler Soyuncu, who plays it into Ndidi. Ndidi plays it back to Soyuncu. Now it's with Johnny Evans. Where's Fofana? Coming down this right-hand side. Plays it long towards Kelechi Iheanacho, but it was cut out by Bertrand and Stuart Armstrong. But it's back with Leicester in the hands of Kasper Schmeichel, which Kagler Science, who's just had the ball roll to him. Ricardo Pereira, Jose Perez, and his turn and run was cut out by Southampton's man, and Kyle Walker-Peters has just turned into a bit of traffic there, and Leicester have got themselves a throw-in. Johnny Evans receiving the ball off Soyuncu. Fofana, Timothy Castagna. It's now with Vestergaard. Plays it through to Nathan Redmond, who's got a bit of space here. And he runs it, passes it through to Danny Ings, and Wesley Fofana clears the ball, but the flag is up for offside. Yep, so that was the correct call. So it's a free kick to Leicester, which Schmeichel's taken. And it's been whipped to Jose Perez, but Leicester have lost the ball. And the ball's just been whipped out of play towards the substitute, Mark Albrighton, who's warming up on the bench down the sideline. So Kyle Walker-Peters takes the throw in. Bednarek plays it back to Forster, and he kicks long down this left-hand side to a bit of open space, and Johnny Evans has just cleared it back upfield, and Kelechi Iheanacho's tried to flick it on, and it's gone back to Southampton. So it's Bednarek, Kyle Walker-Peters, Stuart Armstrong. He's still got the ball after dribbling pass. Nathan Redmond loses out to Johnny Evans, but Kagler Science, who's got the ball, he's played it back to Kasper Schmeichel. It's now with Johnny Evans. And it's Ricardo who's played it long. But Ricardo Pereira's played it down the line for Jamie Vardy. Vardy's running. Iheanacho's waiting. And Vardy's played it in to Iheanacho. Iheanacho's shot. Iheanacho has scored. So that's a goal for Leicester City at Wembley after 55 minutes. So the goal was then played. Ricardo Pereira played the ball down the line to Jamie Vardy. Jamie Vardy cuts it back to Iheanacho. Iheanacho's shot, firstly, was blocked. The second bite of the cherry has got himself a goal at Wembley. So it's about time that they scored, but the second shot just inside the 6-yard box from Kelechi Iheanacho, and Fraser Forster couldn't do anything about it. I mean, the pace on the ball, and Leicester City are 1-0 up against Southampton. And the fans that are there, socially distanced as well, are celebrating. And Southampton have just kicked off, and then kicked the ball straight out of play for a goal kick. And that is Kelechi Iheanacho's 15th goal in all competitions this season. And it looks like Southampton are going to be bringing on a sub. Looks like it's Shea Adams. Maybe for Nathan Redmond, maybe even for Danny Ings. But Fraser Forster's got the ball here now with trying to play it to Ryan Bertrand. Plays it to Bertrand down the left-hand side. Dnepro. James Ward-Prowse. Back to Vestergaard. Fraser Forster. Kicks long. Nathan Redmond. James Ward-Prowse has got the ball. Vestergaard. James Ward-Prowse. Diallo. It's now with Nathan Redmond. Nathan Redmond coming down this left-hand side. Diallo. And he's played it into the box. Diallo's asking... Dnepro's asking for a handball. And the ball has gone behind for a corner. I'm sure VAR are going to look at this. Yeah, the substitution is Nathan Redmond coming off and Shea Adams coming on. And it is a corner ball. Which James Ward-Prowse will take. And it's whipped in. Kasper Schmeichel punches clear. Stuart Armstrong sails the ball out for a Southampton throw. Takes it. Plays it to Kyle Walker-Peters. It's whipped back in by Southampton. Dnepro. Cross shot. Went out to Stuart Armstrong. And Stuart Armstrong's won himself another throw-in. Stuart Armstrong takes it. Kyle Walker-Peters. And Leicester City are going to make their first change. And it's Mark Albrighton that will be coming on And I think this could be for Ricardo Pereira. Yeah. The change is Ricardo Pereira off, Mark Albrighton on. So 59:45 seconds on the clock. All right, it's currently Leicester City 1, Southampton 0. And the throw-in from Southampton was cleared by Leicester then. Kyle Walker-Peters plays it back to Badnarek, who's had the ball cut out, but Leicester have it. Southampton have it back with Fraser Forster. Johnny Evans. Yuri Tillemans is trying to play it, but Shea Adams' shot blocked. Diallo has a shot, and it's just gone wide at the goal. High, wide, and not at all handsome. But Johnny Evans will be happy that went over the bar. Wilf Endiddy's just lost out. Southampton are in here. Ings has just been tripped, but he didn't go down, and it's gone straight into Casper's hands. Kelechi Iheanacho's just been bundled over by Vestergaard, but the ball is back with Fraser Forster, who's rolled it out to the right-hand side with Kyle Walker-Peters. Bednarek, Vestergaard, Dinapro. It's now with Johnny Evans, who's played it to Casper. Casper's now played it back to Johnny Evans. Wesley Fofana, who's just had the ball go out of play off him after a bit of a challenge with Dinapro. And it's a throw-in for Southampton, which Ryan Bertrand to take. Bertrand plays it into Diallo. Dinapro tries to take on Wesley Fofana, gets his cross in, but the cross is cut out by Leicester, and it's gone out for another Southampton throw-in, which Ryan Bertrand to take. Bertrand's played it long towards Danny Ings, but it's cut out. Kyle Walker-Peters tries to play it back in. Danny Ings tries to shield it. Stuart Armstrong's ball back in. Diallo shoots! Great effort there by Diallo, but it's just gone wide of Kasper Schmeichel's goal. Ooh. Leicester have just got the ball back. Johnny Evans has just played it back to Casper in a bit of a predicament then, but lucky enough Leicester get it away. Kagler Sciencu, and he's fouled. And it looks like James Maddison is going to be stripped and ready to come on for Leicester City here. So hopefully it's for Ailsey Perez. But Marco Brighton's on the ball here. Plays it into Jamie Vardy, but Fraser Forster is easy to catch that. And Ryan Bertrand's played it to Diallo. Diallo's playing it to Dnapro. Dnapro is trying to go down the left-hand side, but he plays it all the way back to Fraser Forster, just outside of his box. Plays it to Bednarek. Kyle Walker-Peters. And Timothy Castagna cuts in and plays the ball out of play for a Southampton throw-in. So Leicester are pressuring Southampton here. Kelechi and Nacho's just received the ball off Castagna. Castagna's got it again. Tillemans, Ndidi, Evans, Kagla Sciencu, and it's Timothy Castagna there. And Timothy Castagna is going to take this throw in for Leicester. It's thrown to Kelechi and Nacho, but it's cut out by Southampton. Che Adams is going to take this forward now. It's now with Ryan Bertrand. Plays it back to Fraser Forster, who kicks long towards the right-hand side. And it's been cut out. But Danny Ings has just been tripped there on the edge of the box by Kagla Sciencu. But the referee sees that as not a foul. So Ailsey Perez is the ball. Wilf Ndidi, Yuri Tillemans. It's now with Johnny Evans, Wesley Fofana, who looks set to have gone to more of a right back than a right centre back, but they are still playing three at the back. But Timothy Castagna's got the ball here. Ailsey Perez is trying to feed Vardy through, but it's cut out by Southampton. It's Diallo, Vestergaard, Bednarek. Now with Stuart Armstrong, James Ward-Prowse, Ryan Bertrand coming down this left-hand side. And he's played it back to Vestergaard, Bednarek, who's then just played it to Kyle Walker-Peters, Che Adams, Ryan Bertrand, James Ward-Prowse, Diallo, who's just been bundled over there by Kelechi Iheanacho. And here comes James Maddison. And he's coming on for Ailsey Perez. So Ailsey Perez has not scored against Southampton tonight. And James Maddison gets just under a quarter of the game left to go. Unless this goes into extra time. So he gets at least 21 minutes now. James Ward-Prowse has taken this free kick. He chips it to the far post, which is where Stuart Armstrong is, but it doesn't reach him. Kelechi Iheanacho's got the ball here, and he's done a great turn and he fed it through to Mark Albrighton. Mark Albrighton's down this right-hand side, plays it into Jamie Vardy. Jamie Vardy's found Yuri Tillemans. Tillemans has played it to Wilfred Ndidi, Timothy Castagna, Kelechi Iheanacho, Castagna, James Maddison, Iheanacho, Maddison, Castagna, Maddison. Down this left-hand side, he's been fouled, and the referee's given a free kick. And this will be a position where Maddison will want to whip this ball in. And he took on Kyle Walker-Peters there, who did foul him. And it is Maddison who will take this free kick. And he'll want to do something to get himself in that Euro 2020 squad for England. Maddison's ball in has gone all over the wall and Fraser Forster's goal. So it is a goal kick to Southampton. Wesley Fofana's just picked up a knock here from a challenge with Shea Adams, but hopefully he's all right to carry on. And it looks like Phil Walcott's going to enter the fray, and I'm sure this will be for Dnipro. Yeah, Dnipro going off. And Mark Albrighton gives the ball to Yuri Tillemans, who calmly plays it back to Fraser Forster in good sportsmanship for the injury to Wes Fofana. Fraser Forster's ball comes down this right-hand side, and it's Fofana that's just won the header, and it's gone out for a throw-in to Southampton. Ryan Bertrand, James Ward-Prowse, Diallo, and his ball played towards where Dnipro was walking around the edge of the pitch because he went off at the shortest exit. So it's a goal kick to Leicester. So Kasper Schmeichel's taking this goal kick, and he's going to kick it towards the left-hand side, and he's out, and it's Leicester have been out jumped there. And Leicester have a free kick for handball, but Yuri Tillemans has just been challenged at the same time as the free kick was given. Diallo has just caught Tillemans' top of his foot there. But it looks like Tillemans is okay. And Diallo has to be careful because he is actually on a yellow card as well. So Johnny Evans has taken this free kick, played it out to this left-hand side. It's gone beyond Timothy Castagna, so it is a throw into Southampton. Leicester do have it back. Johnny Evans, James Maddison, and Kelechi Iheanacho tries to take it off Maddison, but it goes out to Timothy Castagna again on that left-hand side. But it is a foul from Kyle Walker-Peters on Timothy Castagna. So it's a free kick to Leicester here, which I'm sure James Maddison would want to take this, but looks like it's Mark Albrighton over this one. Yeah, Mark Albrighton's over this. I'm sure he's just going to whip this into the box. And it's played in. Southampton are able to clear, but it's not cleared fully. And Bertrand did clear it. And then James Ward-Prowse has just cleared it up past the halfway line. And Timothy Castagna's just headed it out of play. Ralph Hasenhuttl caught the ball and gave it straight to his Southampton man. So Kyle Walker-Peters plays this throw in straight to Bednarek. It's now with Vestergaard. Now with Phil Walcott. No, it's now with Wes Fofana. Yuri Tillemans. But it's cut out. Iheanacho. He's going to find James Maddison, who shoots. And it's over the bar. It's over Fraser Forster's goal. Good bit of move there from Iheanacho. He wins it back off of Vestergaard. I thought he could have fed in Jamie Vardy, but James Maddison was in a little bit of a better position. And James Maddison's shot went straight over the bar from the shot. Southampton have got themselves a free kick here on the left-hand side. Ryan Bertrand's just taken it. Vestergaard takes on Kelechi Iheanacho and then plays it out to this right-hand side where Kyle Walker-Peters is. And it's been whipped in by James Ward-Prowse. Che Adams couldn't attack it. Danny Ings plays it out towards the Southampton man. Maddison tries to clear it, and he's now bundled over Southampton man, but that Southampton man was climbing over him. But Leicester on the attack. Iheanacho, Vardy. Vardy's in. Vardy's cut back. No one in the box for him to get it across to. So he plays it back to Castagna. James Maddison. Wilfred Ndidi. Wesley Fofana. Plays it back to Johnny Evans, who plays it all the way back to Kasper Schmeichel. It's now with Kagler Sciencu, Wilfred Ndidi. It's now Kagler Sciencu coming down this left-hand side. He's played it long towards Kelechi Iheanacho, but it's cut out by Yuri Tillemans, Mark Albrighton, James Maddison, and he has a pop! And it's just well wide of Fraser Forster's right-hand post. So we're into the 80th minute, coming up to the 80th minute. Still, Leicester City 1, Southampton nil. And Leicester City down this left-hand side. Fraser Forster's come out of his box and just cleared the ball out of play on this right-hand side. And it's a throw into Leicester on this left-hand side. Iheanacho's in the box. He's cut it back, and he's found a Southampton man, but Vestergaard is cleared. And it's cleared out of play on the halfway line for a throw-in to Leicester City, but the throw-in's going to be taken halfway into the pitch from Bednarek has just fouled Iheanacho about 25 yards out, but referee deemed it to be a fair challenge. So Southampton have got a throw-in on this left-hand side with Ryan Bertrand. Vestergaard kicks long from his defence all the way to the right side, and it's gone out of play for a goal kick to Leicester City. Ralph Hasenhuttl calling for some more subs because you can make a maximum of 5 subs in this competition. And it looks like it's going to be Nathan Teller that's going to come on for Southampton here. Kasper Schmeichel's goal kick straight into the opposition's half, but it's back with Johnny Evans, who plays it all the way back to Kasper Schmeichel. He was long kick cut out by Southampton, but Mark Albrighton's ball through to Jamie Vardy was cut out by Fraser Forster. But it's back with Leicester in their own half. Kagler Soyuncu back to Kasper Schmeichel, Timothy Castagna, Yuri Tillemans. Timothy Castagna's ball down the line has gone out of play, so it's a throw into Southampton, which Bednarek takes, plays it back to Fraser Forster. Bednarek on the right-hand side here, plays it back to Forster. Vestergaard plays it back to Fraser Forster. And Fraser Forster has just kicked this ball out of play. I'm sure this is just to see if there's the knock to Kelechi Iheanacho is okay. But it is a Leicester City throw-in anyway, which Wesley Fofana is going to take. James Maddison. He plays into Jamie Vardy. Jamie Vardy's on the edge, but he's been flagged up for offside. Yep, it's the correct decision. Southampton playing a bit of a high line there. It looks like Nathan Teller's coming on for Kyle Walker-Peters. Yep, that is the substitution there. And Ryan Bertrand is coming off for Saliso. Fofana's just cleared down the line. Saliso. It's now with Johnny Evans, and he's just hoofed that ball out to play. And Saliso's going to take this throw in for Southampton. And he's throwing it down the left-hand side, but it's cut out by Leicester. And then Che Adams takes a quick throw in towards Theo Walcott, but Theo Walcott tries to keep the ball in play, but because he didn't want it to go behind for a goal kick, he plays it out for a throw in to Leicester, which Wesley Fofana is going to take on this right-hand side. It's cut out. The throw in there was cut out by Saliso. So Wesley Fofana is going to take this throw in. Fofana creeping some yards, plays the ball towards Vardy on the halfway line, but just comes to Yuri Tillemans, who clears it, but it's with Kaglas Sciencu, who's sealed the ball out of play off of Stuart Armstrong, and it's a goal kick to Leicester City. Kasper Schmeichel's long kick goes to this left-hand side, but it goes straight out of play for a throw-in to Southampton. And it's been thrown straight back towards Fraser Forster, who kicks straight down the pitch, Danny Ings, but he's out-jumped there by Johnny Evans. Kaglas Sciencu, but Theo Walcott, but it's cut out by the Wesley Fofana, the French centre-back, who signed from Saint Etienne in the summer. But Sciencu's just got in ahead of a challenge. Yuri Tillemans is now with Mark Albrighton down this right-hand side. Cuts it back towards Yuri Tillemans, plays it to the left-hand side where Timothy Castagna is, plays it back to Kaglas Sciencu. Kasper Schmeichel has now kicked this long towards nobody in the Leicester shirt, and it's Vestergaard. Fofana has just got it. Albrighton switches the play towards Jamie Vardy, but it's gone out of play for a Southampton throw-in on this right-hand side. And Fraser Forster has kicked this long towards Che Adams, but it's cut out. But this is, and Leicester clear it. So it's a Southampton throw-in. BT Sports Man of the Match is Kelechi Iheanacho. Saliso. James Ward-Prowse. Johnny Evans has won the ball there, but James Maddison's ball was cut out there by the Southampton man. It's now with Teller. Stuart Armstrong. It's now with Teller again. No, it's not. Yes, it is Teller. Leicester do have a throw in. We're into the 90th minute with a minimum of 4 minutes of added on time. We'll get the thoughts of Matt. We'll get the thoughts of Matt Hill from him. So we'll see what he has to say about this. But Jan Bednarek has gone into the book here for Southampton. Sort of challenge that was off camera. The ball's played down towards Iheanacho in the corner, but Iheanacho loses possession, but Wilfred Ndiddy's picked it back up. Timothy Castagna, who's played really well. Kelechi Iheanacho. He's come into the box. His shot is blocked, but Yuri Tillemans has picked up the ball again. Wilfred Ndiddy, he's just lost the ball. He's now won it back and then plays it out of play for a Southampton goal kick. Fraser Forster's kicked this long towards Adams. And Jamie Vardy's just fouled his man. And it looks like it's going to be free kick just inside the Leicester half. It's been whipped into the box. Vestergaard headers it, but it was a bit of a scramble and it falls into the arms of Kasper Schmeichel. And Kasper Schmeichel's kicked this long downfield. It's gone to Fraser Forster, but it's now with Mark Albrighton. Mark Albrighton gets the ball down the right hand side. Diallo. Maddison tries to play the ball towards Mark Albrighton down this right hand side, but Saluso's going to take this throw in quickly for Leicester, for Southampton, but it was too quick. And Saluso's got another throw in here. Oh, it's Walcott that's going to take this one. No, he's left it for Saluso down this left hand side, but Johnny Evans has overtowered Vestergaard, and it's another throw in for Southampton, and Southampton have got a free kick here just inside about 35-40 yards out, where James Ward-Prowse is going to whip this ball in. Fraser Forster's coming up. Vestergaard went up for the header and he was fouled. It's going to be probably the last action of the game. James Ward-Prowse takes it, plays it in, and it's straight into the hands of Kasper Schmeichel. in the Leicester City goal, and Leicester City have won this game by a 0-0 thanks to a goal from Kelechi Iheanacho. So the final on May 15th will be Leicester City v Chelsea in the FA Cup final. Kelechi Iheanacho with the only goal of the game. And Southampton are going to be very disappointed with this. They probably thought they deserved to take this tie to extra time, but Iheanacho came up with the goods and got his 15th goal of the season. I'm so happy for Brendan Rodgers and Leicester City, especially my best mate Brad Hicks, his mum Jeanette Scotchbrook, his stepdad Sean Scotchbrook, and all the other Leicester fans who could hopefully go to the final on May 15th. I'm so happy for Wes Fofana, who played really well. If Iheanacho hadn't scored that goal, then I would have probably I would have given the man of the match to Wes Fofana. And there's some Leicester fans in the ground, obviously, that live in the borough of Wembley, who are obviously NHS workers or key workers that live in that area. And so Leicester City are into the final. I'm so happy for the Leicester boys. They deserve it. And I really hope they do get past Chelsea. Obviously, that FA Cup will mean a lot to them, especially getting to the final. And it'll be if they do go on to win it, it'll be the first time that they do win it. But Brendan Rodgers is so happy. He's shaking hands with every single one of his backroom staff, and it's not very often that you see Leicester City in a FA Cup final. The last time they were in the final was quite a while ago. Let's check actually. When they were last in a FA Cup final, I know last. The last time Leicester City were in the final. Let's see. Honours Cup. Yeah, 1968-69 was the last time they got to the final, and they were knocked out. Well, were beaten on that day by Manchester City for a goal from Neil Young. But this is their first final since the 99-2000 where they won the League Cup from against Tottenham. And they'll be hoping to actually put their name on the FA Cup trophy. I mean, (1969) World Cup was the last time that they were in a final, where attendance of 100,000. The route to the final for Leicester was they played Luton at home and won 1-0. They drew Newcastle in the fourth round. Drew with them at St James's Park. Then they would have played them at Filbert Street and won 2-0. Then they played away at Ewood Park and won 4-1. Then played the Tottenham at White Hart at Filbert Street again and won 1-0. And then they played West Brom at they played the semi-final at Hillsborough and won that by a 0-0. And now they're into the final against a Chelsea team who have won the FA Cup, I think it was 7 times. Let's see. Chelsea's honours of this. Chelsea's FA Cup. Yeah, they won it in 69-70 season, 96-97, 99-2000, 2006-7, 8-9, 9-10, 11-12, and as recent as 17-18. And the season that they won it in 17-18 was the season where they beat Man U 1-0. And the first time they won it, 69-70. Let's see if I can get that up. It was the Chelsea v Leeds. Chelsea played at Wembley Stadium on the 11th of April in front of 100,000. Drew 2 each with Leeds, and then won the replay back then at Old Trafford on the 29th of April after extra time in front of a crowd of 62,078. So we'll have Matt coming on soon. It was an end-to-end game, I thought, as well. And Leicester have won by the only goal of the game, scored by Kelechi Iheanacho. Well, Matt's thoughts coming up. So we'll be happy with that. Just seeing if he's on his way back from his gathering of being able to watch this game, because he unfortunately doesn't have BT Sport. So he's gone to a local friend to watch the game. I've just messaged him just to see if he's on his way back. And let's hope he's not too long. But hats off to you've got to be happy with Leicester City. Let's see. So what's everyone else's thoughts on this game if you got to watch this? If you didn't, who do you think will win this final? I think you've got to put a bet on Leicester City overcoming Chelsea in the final. I really hope they do. Dun, dun. It looks like Matt is struggling, I think. But let's see if I can get him on. But I'm sure Robbie Savage would be happy about this. I mean, Jake Humphrey's going to be happy anyway because his team, Norwich City, are back in the Premier League without even kicking a ball yesterday. And then they went on to lose 3-1 last night. And Robbie Savage is winding up Francis. That's in the BT studio, saying it's a better final if it's Chelsea Leicester than it is Chelsea Southampton. We'll take a quick 5-minute break to let Matt know if he's coming on. If he doesn't come on in the next 5 minutes, we'll get his thoughts on another stream. But we'll be back in about 5-10 minutes to wrap up. Well, looks like we're unable to get hold of Matt. So thank you very much for everyone joining. Hope you all enjoyed. We'll hopefully bring you the final of the FA Cup between Leicester and Chelsea. Hope Leicester do go on to win it. And all the best for the rest of the season to Southampton and Leicester. And hopefully they can both push on. I mean, Leicester need to push on to get Champions League football still. Southampton still need to push on to get a top half finish. But thank you very much for listening. I've been Rye of RS Media, and I'll see you all soon.